I'm just not going to get into anything that's related to Hunter Biden. He's a private citizen. I would refer you to his representatives. Just don't have anything to share on that. That is something that he is dealing with, and so would refer you to his representatives on this.
Another change from the White House's talking points. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. Tomorrow, Hunter Biden will appear in federal court to plead guilty on tax charges, and depending on which media outlets you look at, that is barely newsworthy or just the beginning of a wide-ranging criminal conspiracy. And to be fair, the truth lies probably somewhere in the middle. Next week, Devon Archer, one of Hunter's business partners, will testify to House Republicans. They claim Archer will deliver damning evidence of Joe Biden's connection to Hunter's businesses and influence peddling. A quick look at the websites of America's major papers show no mention of Archer or the younger Biden's upcoming court appearance. Yesterday, the White House subtly changed their talking points from the president never talking to Hunter about his business to never being in business with his son.
Curious if the White House and the president still stand behind his comment that he's never been involved and has never even spoken to his son about his business.
So I've been asked this question a million times. The answer is not going to change. The answer remains the same. The president was never in business with his son. I just don't have anything else to add.
I've never spoken to my son about his own business.
So you see the change from never being in business to never talking about business. That's significant. Because tomorrow we will see the younger Biden's plea agreement, which will either confirm or contradict Republicans' claims of a sweetheart deal for the first son. Bob Driscoll's here, former Deputy Assistant Attorney General under President George W. Bush. Bob, it's always good to see you. Washington Post opinion today from Hugh Hewitt, conservative radio host. He says the Hunter Biden judge should throw out the plea deal. Effectively, the judge should say this is too good of a deal. I'm not letting you do it. Not letting the prosecutors do it. That's not going to happen, is it?
That would be hugely unlikely, and I think that's wishful thinking on the part of some conservatives, because the judge is essentially going to see if the plea is entered into knowingly and voluntarily by Hunter Biden, and is going to look and see at the terms of what he was charged with. The judge is not going to go back and say, well, he could have been charged with this or he could have been charged with that, or the FBI dropped the ball. That's more of a matter for the House oversight. And so, you know, the one, I would say, minor complication here that is worth watching is that Hunter's lawyers have entered into what's called a Rule 11C plea, meaning that the government and Hunter's lawyers have entered into an agreement as to what the specific sentence will be. Most times when you plead guilty, you plead guilty. There might be a second sentencing recommendation that's agreed to, but everyone agrees the sentence is up to the judge. Here, if the judge does not sign off on this sentence now, the judge has to reject the plea agreement in its entirety, and the parties go back to the drawing board. So unlike most plea hearings, tomorrow the judge will either agree to this plea deal, and it will be essentially the sentence will be set, at least in principle, by tomorrow, if she does. And if she doesn't, then it's back to square one. But again, I view it's unlikely that she's going to upset an agreement that the parties have reached.
All right, so there's the relative advocacy media on the left has sort of ignored this story, right? It's Hunter Biden who had some issues, and yes, he was in business, but he had cocaine issues and on and on and on, and he's moving on with his personal life. The sort of polar opposite on the right now says that this is just the beginning of the giant conspiracy coming crashing down. Take a listen.
A new bombshell this week for the Biden family, a declassified FBI document detailing damning claims by an informant that alleges President Biden and his son Hunter were involved in a multi-million-dollar international bribery scheme.
But his son is going to admit that he has done something wrong on Wednesday.
And in fact, we have Joe Biden on tape admitting and bragging about it.
There is something very rotten in the FBI and the DOJ.
Do we have any idea if the plea deal tomorrow is going to give sort of Hunter Biden a free pass going forward? Is this plead guilty and the investigations are over, plead guilty and you have to cooperate and answer our questions about other things? Where are we on that?
There's actually been conflicting news on that. That the government has objected to some of the oversight by House Republicans, saying there was still an ongoing investigation. Whereas Hunter's lawyers have suggested that the matter is closed. So again, I'm not sure if we'll have any more clarity on that tomorrow. I mean, the government kind of always has the ability to usually when you enter a plea agreement, they will say the facts as known to the government at the time, that this is all you're in for. But I think that we won't know, really until the future if there's more that could be investigated.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.